All right, we are at the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if others join us midway through, that is totally fine. So thanks for joining us today. I did want to let you know that we'll be recording this for training and playback purposes, just so everybody's aware. I'm Cassie Brickman, an executive producer from IMC, working in conjunction with Social 27 and the Team Planning American Society of Agronomy, Crop Science Society of America, and Soil Science Society of America International Annual Meeting. From here on out, I'm going to refer to it as the annual meeting. Together, we're excited to take your 2020 experience virtual. So the goal of this morning is to provide you with a sneak peek on how we're taking the annual meeting virtual, and most importantly, to get you comfortable with the experience. I'm going to show a quick video that covers off on an attendee's experience, and then walk you through a few things on a demo site. After that, we'll open it up to questions about the experience and the platform itself. The best way to submit questions, there's a chat button in the center bottom bar of your Zoom window. And if you want to submit a question, you can chat it into that feature. And then at the end, I'll go through all of those questions. So it's okay to submit them throughout, but I'll circle up with them on the end of the presentation. One quick disclaimer is that everything we're showing you today is for demo and training purposes. The site is in the process of being customized for your annual meeting. So you may notice a few differences when it comes to branding and text and a few things like that. I just want to mention it so nobody gets hung up on it during this demo experience. So with that, let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me for just a minute, and we'll cover off on the attendee experience video.
This is a demo video of the Social 27 virtual events platform. Let's start with the attendee experience. Meet Sonia, VP of Marketing at ABC Corp, which employs 5,000 people globally. She has lofty business goals for 2020, but a recent viral outbreak has caused the cancellation of industry events. People are working from home, and travel restrictions severely limit her chances to meet in person. But she still needs to achieve her business goals. Those did not go away. Sonia gets an invitation to the AI Summit, a virtual event. She won't need to travel. The event features esteemed speakers from across the world and top industry vendors. She can attend from the comfort and safety of her home, and this also appeals to her passion for environmental sustainability. She registers for the event and also provides her LinkedIn info, then lands on a personalization page. She selects her areas of interest, kind of like Spotify or Netflix. Very interesting. She sees some recommended and popular journeys and chooses to explore the automation journey. This level of personalization helps Sonia navigate the event based upon her needs and objectives, which she adores. Sonia heads over to the keynote. While watching the live stream, she is able to chat with attendees, submit questions to the speaker, and download related collateral. She can even view previous live sessions on demand at her own convenience, anytime, anywhere, and on any device. After watching the keynote, Sonia heads over to the sponsor showcase. Sonia lands on the Social 27 virtual booth page. Based upon her role as VP of Marketing, she is served a playlist that has content that aligns to her persona. There are videos, blogs, offers, and hey, there's even a virtual booth rep, a chatbot, to help answer her questions. And wow, the bot connected her with a marketing automation expert who specializes in her industry, healthcare. Very cool. They chat, and she discovers a solution that seems to meet her needs perfectly. They hop on a video call to discuss next steps. Then, she heads over to the networking lounge. There are hundreds of attendees. Who should she talk to? Sonia checks out Hello World, which features many video profiles of attendees. This is such a cool way to quickly get to know each other. And then there is the soapbox. Now this is fun. Video rants and raves about sessions, topics, and whatever else is on your mind. But she wants to connect with peers and experts on a deeper level. The networking lounge features group chats called Happy Hour. That sounds fun. There is interest-based matches, a leaderboard, and so much more. She connects with Kanan, who is a recommended match. They begin exchanging messages. While on his profile, she notices a Zoom Me button. She clicks on the button and they are instantly able to have a video chat. While on discussing controversial AI, they decide it would be best to loop the attendees into the conversation. They start a roundtable in the networking lounge on conversational AI and invite attendees to join the discussion. Now that's networking at its best. Sonia is happy. She will return for more sessions and networking tomorrow.
Sorry about that. So I'm going to hop over to the demo site now so you guys can take a peek at that. And we can dig into each area in a little bit more detail. But as you can see from the platform video, that you'll be able to host your virtual meeting in a way that's super easy to navigate, provides attendees with a custom experience, and promotes engagement and networking. So this is the demo site that we'll go through. Again, it's just a demo site, so some of the customization and buttons will be tailored to your annual meeting. And we're in the midst of processing and collecting all of the content and laying that out now. As many of you know, registration is already open and active. Hopefully you guys have registered. If not, be sure to do so today. And that will continue to happen in its current format. But as the event gets closer, you'll receive an email from Social 27 providing you with login instructions. So after your initial login, you'll stumble upon this page, which is your page that allows you to personalize and begin personalizing your experience. So I'm Cassie Brickman. This is my page, and I'm able to select areas of interest, which we'll have available that will be tailored to the annual meeting. And this is going to help create your customized experience. With the amount of content that you guys offer or that is offered as part of the annual meeting, this is a really nice feature because it allows to focus the content on the areas that you're interested in learning more about. So once you select the areas, you can click View Recommended Agenda. And when you click on that, you'll see that there's a My Agenda section, which right now is empty because we haven't added anything to our agenda. But as we go through the demo, you'll see how you can specifically add things to the agenda. And then the cool part is there's Recommended by Us. So this is based off of the things that you've already selected, and then we'll continue to customize as you interact with the site more throughout the course of the week. So there's recommended sessions, which is all of the content, recommended attendee matches, who would be attendees who have similar interests to you that you could connect with one-on-one or in a roundtable setting, which we'll dive into further, and then recommended sponsors or exhibitors. So it's a great way for you to have line of sight to people that you should interact with throughout the event. Obviously, it doesn't limit you. You can interact with anything that's available on the event platform. The next thing we'll cover off on is the Home Live Studio. Again, these buttons over here and the wording on them will vary for your meeting, so don't be confused come annual meeting time if these are slightly different. But basically, this is your main page. It will take you to featured speakers, some popular areas to connect with, and then connect you to your sponsor and exhibitor area directly. One of the things to point out early on is this is really easy to navigate in general. So if you feel like you're lost or you're in the site somewhere and you can't figure out how to get where you want to be, this sidebar makes it super simple and will be really clear for you to navigate. The next section that I'm going to cover off on is sessions. If you click on the sessions, you're able to navigate through different areas. You'll see that there's tabs here that you can click on. Before I dig into the functionality of this and how this is going to operate, I thought I would just give you a quick overview of the content that's going to be available for the annual meeting. So the annual meeting is going to have some content that is scheduled to happen at a certain time. So the event runs Monday through Friday, and there'll be some content, let's say, for example, a session that's scheduled at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. That content will not be available to view until 9 a.m. on Monday morning. And during that time, it would be one of the featured speakers, let's say, that you would be able to ask live questions to via a synchronized chat, and also have a chat function, which you'll see as we click into this. The great thing is that after that live session happens, if it doesn't fit within your calendar, it will be available on demand shortly after it happens live so that you can view it at any time. In addition, the bulk of the content for the annual meeting will be available on demand, which is great. That means that anytime Monday through Friday, you're able to view the content and interact with it as it fits your schedule. I think this is great because it's going to allow you to actually view more content than you could in an in-person setting. These are all being pre-recorded and they'll be posted within this tab. There'll be different sessions. Let's split it up. So you think about posters, you think about oral presentations. Those will all be organized on this set so that you can find them easily. There'll also be workshops and interactive sessions, which are live and very similar to what we're doing now. Basically, it's an interactive video workshop. There will be more functionality for attendees where people can talk back and forth and not everybody's muted. So that's a quick high-level overview of the types of content, which I think will make more sense as we navigate through this demo. So I'm going to, for example purposes, click on a keynote. You'll see here there's a feature that says My Agenda. This is where you can tag things to your agenda. So if there's a session that you're interested in participating in or viewing, you can add it to your agenda and then that will populate on your agenda tab. And then it's basically the title and a description of what the session is. And then if you click into it, it takes you to that specific session. So basically the main session is here that you're viewing. Something that's really neat is that there's emojis available. So you can rate how you're feeling during a certain time of the session. You can rate things 10 times throughout the session or 1 time. So if there's something you're super excited about that's mentioned during the session, you could hit the heart. And on the back end, we'll receive all of that information. So we know what people were engaged with and excited about, and it can help cater future meetings. As you scroll down, there's also a resource section. So if the speaker has any handouts that they want attendees to have, you can download those resources and use them either live in the moment or have them available for after the event as well. And then over here on the right is the chat and moderated Q&A section I was talking about. This is where you can enter your questions and then they'll be responded to from the speaker. I'm gonna skip over featured speakers. It's very similar to what we just talked about. It's just a way for you to connect directly with those featured speakers. Next up is customer stories, and that's just the way they have it titled. This is actually what we would refer to as the exhibitor and sponsor hall. Very much how your in-person exhibit hall has functioned in the past. And so here we'll have all of the exhibitors and sponsors and also the Society Center. So anything that you guys have interacted with before in the expo hall will be located here. So if you think Federal Corner, the membership desk, anything that you need as a resource would be here. If you click on a specific sponsor, it takes you to their specific sponsor page. And it basically tells you who the sponsor is, a little bit of a description of them, and then there's something called a playlist. This playlist will include resources, think videos, blogs, documents that they want you to have access to as you're interacting with the booth itself. There's also a really easy way for you to connect with the booth reps directly, just like you would in person. They'll be available on their page, and all you have to do is click connect, and you can either chat with them via a chat feature, connect with them via video, or email them. And it's great. It's an easy way. We're trying to make this easy for everybody so that it's easy to make connections and to network with everybody in the virtual setting. And just like the sessions, there's also resources available, which you can download for immediate use or to save for after the event. Now I'm navigating over to roundtables. Roundtables will be something that is pre-scheduled from many authors. So as abstracts were approved, there was an email that went out from Nate that allows authors to schedule a roundtable if they would like. What this means is that it essentially creates an area, a roundtable of 6 people or less, that is an opportunity for people to engage with the author, to ask questions, to have a conversation. It's basically recreating the experience that you would have in person. So these can be pre-scheduled. As I mentioned, they hold up to 6 people. The point is that it's a super engaging conversation, and as you stretch beyond those limits, it gets harder to talk with everybody at the table. And so if a table is full, you are able to join and you'll be put on a waiting list, and then when a seat opens up, you'll be able to hop in. If a roundtable isn't for you, you can always connect one-on-one with an author or a speaker as well. In addition to roundtables being pre-scheduled, you can also create your roundtable. So if you're having a conversation with somebody and you realize that you had a conversation the day before on the same topic and you want to bring everybody together, all you have to do is click this button to create a roundtable, and you can generate it either via Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or Social 27's profile. So if you don't have a Zoom or Teams account, it's not a problem at all. You can do it via Social 27. Next, I'm going to transition over to the networking page or tab. This has a lot of different functions in it, so I'm going to go through each section, but it's great. We're trying, as I've mentioned before, to make this engaging and interactive, and this page helps us do just that. So first up, you have the attendee directory. This is an area where you can search by name, company, or job title to find somebody. Within here, you can connect with people individually, and it's the same deal when you connect. You can connect via email, via chat, or via roundtable with any of the individuals who are on the event platform. If you don't want to be available during a certain window of time, there's an easy way to make yourself incognito, which I'll show you on the My Profile page. Hello World is an area to further push your connections with people. So the point of this is to create a somewhat raw video that helps attendees understand what you're interested in and what you're hoping to connect on. So I'm going to play Chris's video here to give you a quick example.
Hi, my name is Chris from ABC Core. I'm interested in conversational AI, blockchain, computer vision, and natural language processing. I'm looking forward to seeing all the speakers and connecting with other attendees with similar interests. Let's connect.
Great. So as you can see, it's a quick video that Chris recorded. If you wanted to connect with him, you could just hit the connect button. And this is something, depending on your comfort level, that you can change out every day, every hour. You can set up just right at the beginning of the annual meeting. So there's a lot of flexibility there. In addition, the soapbox is geared more towards content. So if you interface with a piece of content and are super excited about it, this is a great spot for you to record basically a plug or a promotion for it so that other people can see it as well. And in that same breath, if you're an author or you're hosting a session, this is a great way for you to promote your session as well. And one of the things that I like to mention about the platform and the virtual event in general is the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So it's easy to come in and just look at the content and leave it at that. But if you use some of these tools that are super easy to access and navigate, you're going to make a lot more connections and get a lot more out of the annual meeting. Next up is happy hour, mix and mingle group chat, which would be likely renamed receptions or something along those lines. This is where think about dinner receptions or coffee breaks or conversations that were pretty social in nature would take place. There's a couple different formats that these would happen in. Some are chat rooms, and then some are large group video meetings where everybody can interface directly. Last but not least is the leaderboard. As kind of a fun add and to create some competitive spirit, there will be some gamification tied throughout the event. The goal of the gamification is to drive people to areas of the platform that they maybe normally wouldn't engage with, and to promote people to make as many connections and to view as much content as possible. So over the course of the event, you'll get different badges and points for engaging with different things. And you'll be able to see the leaderboard to see who's at the top of the list. And you can also access to see where you stand directly in your profile. There will be some cash prizes available, so I encourage everybody to get their competitive hat on. That takes us to My Agenda, which we touched on already a little bit. The My Agenda tab would populate as you add things from the sessions and featured speaker area. And recommended by us, again, is what the AI in the background is recommending for you based off of the selections of areas of interest and the content that you've opened up and viewed throughout your experience so far. We're almost done. I know there's a few buttons left, but it will go quickly. So my profile is where you customize who you are. So you can add a picture here. This is your areas of interest. So midway through the event, if you decide that you're interested in something else, you can change this. And then it's also a snapshot of your points and badges. This is also where you can record your Hello World video. And if you need to step away and want to make yourself incognito, you can. I should be clear that even if you're away for a little bit, you don't necessarily need to make yourself incognito. People can still chat you and you can follow up when you return. Last but not least is the notifications tab. Throughout the meeting, there will be important announcements and notifications that are sent out, and all of your notifications will be archived here. So if you want to refer something that came out, the day before or something, you'll be able to access it here. So that is a super brief overview. I'm going to stop my screen share for now. And if we need to hop back to it, we can. There were a few questions that came in, so I'm going to summarize them for the group so that everybody can benefit from the answers. So the first one was in regards to social media. I assume the virtual meeting does not require social media. That is correct. You do not need to have social media accounts to access the event. There are ways for you to connect with the social media pages that are tied to the event in general. So if you do wish to push anything to social media, you can, but it's not required. There was a question about resending the email on roundtables. I have that note and I'll make sure that it gets resent out to you so that you have it. Oh, and I see a follow-up that you found it. But if you do have any questions, you can email Nate and I'll drop his email address in the message here so everybody has it. Or Nate, if you wanted, never mind, you can't send it to everybody, so I'll send it out. The next question was, will we have access to the platform before the meeting so we can build our agenda, set our profile in advance? We will have access to this the week prior to the meeting. The date that week is still being finalized just based on us pulling all the content and everything, but you will have some time that week prior to start to build those things out. And in addition, there will be some high-level agendas that are sent out via communications with a lot of the pre-scheduled pieces. So you'll have a sneak peek to be able to do that even further in advance than the week prior to the event. And then we had the same question asked another way. And then, are we recording on this site? So great question. Everything will be available for 3 months post-event on the Social 27 annual meeting platform. And then after that, everything will be available on Comfex like it has been in the past. So the resources will be available for you to continue to view. Yep, and then there was just a question regarding the platform and registration, which I think I was a bit unclear on. So you can register for the annual meeting at any time via the registration link that's out there already, or acsmeeting.org. And as we get closer to the event, after you register, there will be an email that comes from Social 27. So you won't see that communication from Social 27 to create your profile until we're closer to the event. So don't worry if you haven't seen it yet. And this, just as a heads up, this will be available as a recording on acsmeetings.org. So if any of your colleagues want to view it, or if you want to watch it again to be able to interface with the demo, you absolutely can. It will be available sometime after September 8th.